Okay, when you think about history class, you probably don't remember it making you laugh until your cheeks hurt. But the Beachbot Players' upcoming play, All Things Considered, is changing that, taking some of the wildest presidential blunders in history and turning them into comedy. From a foul-mouthed parrot to a bathtub that's just a little bit too small, the show mixes outrageous real-life moments with a modern message. And joining us now are playwright Michael Yerrick and director Kia Fix to give us the peek at the chaos and the comedy that this show has to offer. This sounds pretty wild. So where did this idea come from, Michael, to do something with presidential blunders?
Yeah, so it actually stems from a couple different moments in my life where I had friends, they were going through rough situations, they had overcome those, and then ended up in still less than stellar situations, but that were better than their previous circumstances. And that sort of caused this question for me about how we make comparisons and where we set the bar and stuff. And at that same time, you know, the political climate that we're in, those two things kind of came to a head pretty quickly. And I didn't want it to be a serious piece, because I think if we can laugh about and make light of our sort of harder situations, you know, that's where we can truly find a lot of like heart and soul or whatever. So yeah, it kind of came out in the form of like, oh, how can we make this like goofy play but still addressing that question?
Yes.
And specifically, you know, I wanted it to be comedic, and I didn't want people to bring their sort of political bias, because to me it wasn't about the politics, it was about that core question. So yeah, we went for as goofy of situations as we could find.
We like goofy. We
love goofy.
So Kia, what's been the most rewarding part for you bringing Michael's vision to life?
So I think one of the most rewarding and probably also the most nerve-wracking is just the amount of creative freedom there is when doing an original piece. You know, there really aren't any preconceived audience expectations that I'm trying to fill. You know, if you go see Hadestown, you know, during the song "Wait for Me," you're expecting those lights to like come down from the ceiling and start swinging back and forth. It's a very iconic scene, and like if that doesn't happen, then you know you might feel a little let down. But with a show that audiences haven't experienced before, there's none of that, and we're literally shaping this world from the ground up. And as a director, being able to build the story behind every single line, and then watching the actors really kind of try different nuances to their characterizations has just been the coolest thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure cool for you, Michael. I mean, this is your vision. Were there any moments in rehearsal where the actors brought something maybe unexpected to the table?
Oh, absolutely. And by design, right? Like, I very specifically didn't want to work on this myself because, you know, I have a very limited scope, but when you hand it off to other people, they bring their own creative twist to things that you don't know. There was one specific moment in the show where, so William Harrison, he's kind of known for giving the longest inauguration speech in history. And that speech, you know, in the lore, supposedly led to his death because he gave the speech in the rain, got pneumonia. Anyways, that speech, when I was writing it, I didn't know how it was going to work because it's long, wordy. I pull a lot from the original text, so it's kind of like, oh, I don't know what people are going to think. There's a lot going on here. But then seeing it in the rehearsal space with the actors, they brought this sort of like over-the-top character to it, and they wove in, you know, the sort of like lead into pneumonia, and it ends up reading really well. And to me, I was like laughing out loud over a scene that when writing it was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, you know.
But they brought something else to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you do learn a little bit about history at the same time you laugh. So Kia, what was like in terms of the actors? Is there a character that you think stands out that's totally outrageous? More outrageous than the others?
So, I mean, he mentioned William Henry Harrison, definitely one of them. Another one that comes to mind is, so our 7th president, Andrew Jackson, was known for not having the cleanest vocabulary in the world.
I get that, I get it, okay.
Same, we've all been there. But he had a parrot, and parrot picked up on some of his colorful phrases. And during his funeral, the parrot actually had to be removed because it was swearing so much. And so, yeah, naturally, one of the consultants becomes said parrot, and it is the most ridiculous thing in the best way possible.
Now that's funny.
Yes.
That is funny. I love it. So all things considered, it opens. Tell me about the performances, where people can go, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so they're actually going to be not in Beachmont, despite our name, but actually over at Essex Studios in Mount Auburn at CASA, Cincinnati Actors Studio and Academy. All of that information, you know, address, tickets, and everything is at beachmontplayers.org, and there's free parking, so.
Hey, can't beat that.
I know, right?
Free parking, you had some comedies, some presidential blunders, and Michael's vision come to life.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on it all, and good luck.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
All right.